Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Walter Softball Stadium for this MIAA opening game between the Hope College Flying Dutch and the Scots of Alma College. Scots coming in with a 15-5 record, the Dutch with a 9-5 overall mark. And the Scots already have a head up on the competition as far as the MIAA goes. They came up with a sweep of Albion to take the first two wins in conference play. And now they meet up with the Dutch, who were picked to finish third in the MIAA preseason poll. The Scots projected to finish second. These are two of the three teams, including Trine, that were off to the NCAA tournament last year. So both teams looking to start off strong here against each other. It's a cloudy, overcast day today. Could be expecting some rain later in the afternoon, so we'll have to keep an eye on it. 58 degrees right now in Holland, and looks like there might be some rain later this afternoon. But for now on, looks like it's going to hold off, so we'll try and get as much softball in as possible. Both teams out and ready for the national anthem. We've already gone over starting lineups here. We'll get those for you when we're ready to get out on the playing field to start up this game. So we'll take a quick moment here to observe our national anthem. Be right back after this. We're back here and ready to bring you some softball action here from Walter Softball Stadium here on the campus of Hope College. I'm Blaine Wiersbicki and ready to bring you all of the spring sports action this year. Make sure you tune into our streams. And at hope.edu/live, we'll be bringing you baseball, softball, men's and women's lacrosse. Softball up first. And both teams just about ready to take the field. Hope, the home squad, will take the field. Sydney Jones, the sophomore, is going to be in the circle to start pitching this afternoon for the Dutch, emerging as the ace of the squad last year as a freshman. And back this year, she started 7 games, totaling 44 innings. The ERA at 3.16 so far this year. And pretty solid ERA, but for her standards, I'm sure she's looking to continue to improve upon that. 40 strikeouts in 44 innings. Is a girl that can really miss a lot of bats out there when she's ready to go. And a quick warm-up appears as the Dutch want to get things rolling. Haley Reitzma is catching, Shea Pinney at first, Sierra Muchler at second, Jenna Mari at shortstop, and Katrina Ellis at third to round out in the infield. Out in the outfield, they're led by senior Autumn Anderson in center. Sammy Adams is returning out and right, and Noelle Jackson in left field for the Dutch. First up for the Scots, it's Anna Couture leading things off. She's the junior second baseman. The righty steps in and is ready to start off conference play here for Hope. First pitch from Jones looks like it's down in the dirt. It's ball one to start off the game. So Jones, after a very solid freshman year, building upon a senior squad as that pitch misses inside. That had a lot of talent they lost. It's certainly good to see that she stepped into a role where she can get some quality innings in the circle for the Dutch. After what they lost, a lot of talent last year, but certainly plenty coming back. This pitch catches the outside corner. Bit of dismay there on the face of Anna Couture, but it brings the count to 2-1. Jones trying to battle back into this count here. Couture out in front there. Took a little something off that one, did Jones, and pounded into the dirt foul, evening up the count at 2 apiece. So now stepping back in is Couture, and here's Jones on the rubber, ready to go. 2-2 pitch. Here's the delivery. That one's well high. And Jones has run the count full. He's got to bring one here. Couture's got to be ready to swing the bat. Let's look for Jones just to get a fastball over the heart of the plate here to prevent the walk. Here's the delivery. She does just that, and it's a pop-up out towards first. Underneath it, making the play is Shea Pinney. First out for the Dutch. So one down here, and that'll bring up the next batter for the Scots. And that's going to bring up number 6, Caleb Maurice, the senior catcher. And she's out of door, went to Wayland High School, same as Hope center fielder Autumn Anderson. A couple of girls that played together, certainly familiar with each other from the same graduating class, as Jones delivers the strike here to get the count to 0-1. Jones toes back up on the rubber here. Second pitch, she's pounding the strike zone now, and she's got herself another pop-up, this time left side. Maury being called off, and that one's going to be dropped at third base by Katrina Ellis. So that's going to put a runner on, an error there. Not what you like to see. And the wind is blowing out toward left field. You wonder if that backs up on Ellis a little bit there. And Katrina Ellis, the junior infielder, getting the start at third. Maury at shortstop has been there. Certainly more experience. Usually you'd expect the shortstop to take that ball, but Ellis called her off. Nice pitch there on the off speed that sort of faded off the plate for strike one there. At the plate now for the Scots, it's Mary Brooks. The sophomore right fielder hitting in the 3-hole. Second pitch, this one's driven out into center field. Lazy fly ball. Anderson is going to come over and take it. Can of corn in right center. Takes care of business. 2 outs now for the Dutch. Well, right now, Jones really getting these hitters to elevate the ball. Plenty of movement getting these hitters out in front, and they're popping the ball up. They'd be out of this inning if it weren't for the error. You just worry about them getting that ball up into left field the way the wind's going today. You've certainly got to be careful if you're going to try and attack these hitters inside. Does just that, but it just missed the plate. Off the inside for ball one. Mackenzie Creed at the plate now, the third baseman for the Scots. Creed is the freshman out of Edwardsburg. She takes another pitch inside, and the count is at 2-0, and with a runner on first here. So now Creed steps back in to the right-handed batter's box. Jones delivers, pulls this one foul, and nice pitch there, a long strike rolling down the third baseline. 2-1 now the count. Jones has fallen behind a couple times here in the count, but has battled back nicely. She fastball not necessarily overpowering, but just mixes it in enough of her off speed. She keeps some hitters off balance. And another one of those pop-ups would be great here with a runner on. This one, there it is, popped up, but not sure there's going to be enough room for Reitzma. Definitely not. She goes back to the screen, watches it bounce into the stands. It's 2-2 now with 2 outs here. Not a bad idea to keep an eye on Maurice over there with 2 outs, 2-2 count. With Jones filling up the strike zone later in the at-bats. Wouldn't be surprised to see her go. This one's fouled off, and it did look as though it was a steal attempt down at first base from Maurice. So the count's still at 2-2 for Mackenzie Creed. The righty into the box again, and here's the delivery from Jones. Changeup, had her out in front. She rolled it over to shortstop. Maury fires it over onto first base. That's an out, and that'll do it. Retiring the side there, a solid inning from Jones. One base runner off, 1 error. No hits given up. A couple pop-ups and a ground out. We'll take a quick break and be right back after this for the bottom of the first. back here at Walter Softball Stadium, ready for the bottom of the first. Autumn Anderson, the senior center fielder, leads things off, followed by Shea Pinney and Sierra Muchler due up for the Dutch to start things off. Up on the hill, Morgan Stratt. First pitch, outside corner, and a slash taken by Anderson. And wouldn't have hit that one with a boat paddle, so it's strike one. 0-1 is the count. Now a bunt attempt. This one is fouled back, so Anderson quickly finds herself in a hole. 0-2. Stratton firing in the strike zone, going right at Anderson here. Anderson, an all-MIAA caliber player every year, and hitting for average. Certainly her speed helping her out. Takes one outside here. Great eye there by the senior. On an 0-2 count, not chasing that one, just out off the plate. A solid pitch there from Stratton. Now the 1-2, Stratton gets the change piece, and Anderson way out in head on the outside corner. And a well-pitched at bat there from Stratton to start things off for the Scots. Shea Pinney up now for the Dutch. No surprise there from Stratton. Having a solid year as that first pitch delivered high so far on the season. Stratton with an 0.45 ERA, so absolutely unheard of numbers. She started 14 games, excuse me. She's got 9 wins and just 3 losses on the season. It's hard to believe she even has that many, as that pitch is up and in, taken for a ball. 2-0 now. Hard to believe Stratton has 3 losses on the year with a 0.45 ERA. Just a ridiculous number. Certainly, you got to imagine some faulty defenses come into play there. 2-0 pitch now. This one taken outside corner for a strike. Shea Pinney now in a 2-1 count, the lefty. In good position here. Need to look for a fastball in this situation and just try and turn on it. This one just misses on the outside. 3-1 now. A good count for Shea Pinney, the freshman out of Ann Arbor Pioneer High School. Pinney playing first base, a versatile player that can play some different infield spots as well as pitch. This one taken right down the middle. Full count here. And Pinney going to have to get ready to protect the plate here. Stratton all around the plate so far. Only missing by a little. Brings this one in and jams. Pinney fouls and fights it off here. Fouled on the third baseline, so still a full count coming up again here. Stratton back at the circle, now steps back into the rubber. Pinney showing that fake bunt. Slices one over to shortstop from a knee. This is going to be a tough play. Pinney's going to beat that one out. Great effort there from Cassidy Adam, but no chance making that play from that deep in the hole. But a great effort nonetheless.
Now batting for the Flying Dutch, number 5, Sierra Muchler.
And Adams, the senior shortstop out there for the Scots. That'll bring up Muchler with 1 out and runner on first. She's cutting on the first pitch. Outside corner is a strike. Some nice movement so far on the fastball for Stratton. Signs coming in from Coach V. Muchler steps back into the box here. Muchler, another Wayland product, a sophomore. And she follows this one straight back to the screen. Plenty of talent coming out of the Wayland area, no doubt about that. Talk about Anderson, Muchler, and plenty more that have come through. And same goes for Alma. They've snagged a Wayland product of their own, Kayla Maurice. That pitch taken outside. Snap throw back to first, not in time. As Pinney's back in safely. 1-2 is the count now with 1 out. Muchler showing that fake bunt with 2 strikes like they always do. Just try and shorten up the swing. She fouls this one back out of play. So still 1-2. Stratton communicating to her infield. Muchler back into the box here. Here's the pitch, and she swings through this one. That's strike 3, and now a steal attempt coming in safe as Pinney. The throw was a bit off the line, and a difficult tag coming in right there for Cassidy Adams. Couldn't get it down in time. Would have ended the inning, but instead the Dutch are still alive with a runner in scoring position, And the cleanup hitter in,
17,
Haley Reitzma, the catcher, stepping in now with a chance to drive in a run in the first. First pitch inside, off speed out in front. And Stratton doing a nice job just dropping that ball underneath bats so far. Reitzma, the sophomore out of Grand Rapids Christian High School, made an impact starting at catcher and hitting the ball fairly well for the Dutch last year. And a team that was a very old team last year with a huge senior class, much younger looking in this year. Reitzma, part of that younger class, continuing to develop this program. 0-2 now on Reitzma. High fastball she couldn't lay off. And that's something she struggled with last year, and she struggled with her whole career, is that high fastball. Trying to lay off. Tough one there on 0-2. Stratton puts it up at the letters, but she hangs on and stays alive. 0-2 delivery again. This one outside. She grounds it to first base. It's picked, and the play is made. No problem. That'll end the inning. Scoreless for both sides. The Dutch got on base with a base hit, hit into the hole at short, and nobody with a hit out of the infield yet. Still 0-0 after one inning. We'll be back for the second right after this. Back here for second inning action between the Dutch and the Scots. Sydney Jones back out onto the rubber for the second inning. And just one base runner on an error in the first inning. And stepping in now for the Scots. Up to the plate is number 18, Sarah Collier, the senior first baseman from Fenton. Right-handed batter stepping in. Jones first pitch. This one's well high, taken by Collier. And it's 1-0. So Jones now, second pitch of this inning. This one's turned on in a soft liner. It's going to drop in left field. And that'll be the first hit for the Scots here to start off the second inning. So something brewing here perhaps for Alma. Daniel's service up now for the Scots. And service today, the DH. We're going to get a pinch runner in here as Sarah Collier comes off. And that'll be Celeste Boyer from South Lyon coming in and getting the chance to pinch run.
Pinch runner for the Scots is number 16, Celeste Boyer.
And Celeste Boyer actually from the same high school as Hope pitcher Sydney Jones. So a couple former teammates right here out on the field now as a bunt's being shown. This one's popped up. Maybe a chance for Reitzma, but she couldn't get back quick enough. This one off the base of the wall. It's 0-1. 0-1 count here now. Jones back onto the rubber. Here comes the delivery. Bunt again. This one is put down the first baseline well. Going to be a foot race to the bag, and the out made just barely in time by Shea Pinney down at first. But a nice bunt to move up the runner. One out now. The Scots have a runner in scoring position. And the pinch runner, Celeste Boyer, just 2 bases away from the first run of this game. Cassidy Adams now up to the plate, the senior shortstop. For the Scots, chance to drive in a run here. As Jones toes up the rubber, delivery, inside pitch. This one's a strike. Nice job by Jones keeping the ball low and getting ahead of the hitter. 0-1 here. Got to be surgical with a runner in scoring position. Second pitch, this one up and in, taken. Evens up the count at 1 apiece. Back into the box now. This pitch taken inside, 2-1 now. And Cassidy Adams is ahead. Cassidy Adams hitting .327 on the year. 4 RBIs and a chance to drive one in here. She fouls this one, though, back behind the screen. Evening up the count at 2-2 here with 1 out. Top of the second. Jones looking to battle out of this mini jam here. Alma led off the inning with a hit and then a bunt to move the runner over. This one's turned on, hit down the left field line. That's going to be a fair ball. That's going to be extra bases, and that's going to be a run for Alma. No throw coming in. Maury just going to have to hold on to it. Nice piece of hitting right there. Not much you can do. If you're out in left field, no chance for Noel Jackson to run that one down. Just like that, it's 1-0 Scots here in the top of the second. So a big RBI double there from Cassidy Adams. And now she's got herself into scoring position with just 1 out again. First pitch is high to Lauren Sabuda, Mount Pleasant, Sacred Heart Academy High School. Sabuda playing center field, and that pitch up and away, but cut out of the zone. That'll even up the count at 1-1. Jones now the delivery once again, up and away. Sabuda chasing after it. Why not go to it again here? On a 1-2 count. Certainly got room to waste one. Don't want to give her anything too good here. Tried it again this time. Sabuda lays off of it. So it's 2-2. 2-2 count now. Delivery from Jones inside. And that third strike is dropped by Reitzma, but gets the tag before base runner could move up and cause any trouble. So 2 outs now. Runner on second for the Scots. Still a chance to drive in a run here. For Chelsea Schweiger, the freshman center fielder out of St. Clair. This one cut on and missed. Reitzma bluffed a back pick to second, but nobody within 50 feet of the base, so not much trouble there. 0-1 the count now. Right there, Chelsea Schweiger heading down the line to get some sign help, perhaps. The Scots lead 1-0, trying to extend it here. This pitch is high. Even up the count, 1-1. Still trying to get out of the top of the second here are the Dutch. Try and limit the damage to just 1 run. This pitch is popped up. That's going to get out of play. 1-2 now. Jones ahead of the hitter. She can really work with anything in her arsenal at this point. See if she tries to fade the changeup away from the left-handed batter in the 1-2 count. She does exactly that, but it's fouled off. Still 1-2. Here's the delivery again from Jones. Outside, this one is poked out in the left field, and it's going to be close here. Instead, it will not be close. They don't try to make the throw home, and that ball just sliced in shallow left field. Noel Jackson couldn't come up with it, and that allowed Cassidy Adams to come all the way around to score when initially she was being held up at third. So now the Dutch find themselves in a hole, down 2-0. Back up to the top of the lineup now for the Scots. Anna Couture up. Still here in the top of the second. Alma getting their second time through now. First pitch taken inside for a ball. Jones toes up the rubber again here. Scots continue to get runners on to second base. This one inside again. It's 2-0. Jones now on the rubber to the righty. This time delivers a strike. It's 2-1. 2 outs here in the top of the second. Alma out to a 2-0 lead as they keep trading places at second and home. And this one outside taken for a ball, 3-1. Jones has got to bring one here. Not the worst spot to bring a walk, though. Don't want to get something too good to hit. Inside, though, and turned on and pulled foul by Couture. So now it's a full count. Brief moment to get a ball back in play. We've seen several fouled off. Now the full count, 2-out pitch here. High, this one's driven deep to left field. And that one is a home run. Looked like it might have hooked foul, but stayed inside. And that's a 2-run dinger for the Scots. It's 4-0 in the top of the second. And on a 3-2 pitch there, Jones just hung one right down the middle. And a nice job right there by Couture, just turning on it, the leadoff hitter, showing off some power. The Dutch find themselves in a hole, 4-0 here in the second. And that'll bring up Kayla Maurice again, the catcher. Maurice takes that first one outside corner, a strike. Maurice, first time around, popped it up, and everybody else seems to be figuring out Jones. We'll see if Maurice can continue the trend. This one fouled straight off the screen, 1-1 now. The Dutch just trying to get out of the inning at this point, having already given up 4. Bases empty with 2 outs. And for the Dutch, it's time to just close things off. And a nice pitch. Look at Jones drop that one in on the outside corner for strike 3. Could have used a few more of those in the inning. But nonetheless, the Dutch now with a chance to head to the plate and try and bounce back into this. And Coach V with some words of wisdom for her team before they can even get into the dugout. We'll take a quick break. Be back for the bottom of the second right after this. Back here from Walter Softball Stadium, and Sammy Adams to lead things off for the Dutch. Adams emerging as one of the top hitters for average for this Dutch team last year. And so far this year, hitting at a 386 clip. She takes that first pitch just outside for a ball. The junior saw some playing time as the right field position opened up for her last year, and was behind just Autumn Anderson as far as batting average goes, sitting at third right now. Takes this one right down the middle for a strike. And those are the kind of pitches the Dutch need to look to jump on. When they find themselves down 4-0, 1-0 count doesn't mean take until you get one. That's a great count to hit in, and a nice take there and patience from Adams to get the count to 2-1. So the Dutch starting out bottom of the second here after giving up 4 in the top half, looking to see if they can respond. Adams cuts at a fastball high, evening up the count at 2-2. So now a chance to get things started still for Adams, shortening up the swing here on 2-2. She cuts and misses. Had a high one there, up and in. Couldn't get around or on top of it. Another strikeout there for Stratton. Started off the first with a strikeout.
Number 14, Jenna Morey.
Jenna Morey, the senior shortstop, up to the plate now for the Dutch. She drives one softly out to second. That one's caught. And a nice play over at second base by Anna Couture. 2 outs quickly, just like that, for the Dutch, trying to come back in this inning. And they're down to 2 outs. Nobody on right away. Sarah Jones up to the plate now for the Dutch. The DH is a sophomore from Norton Shores area, from Mona Shores High School. Takes first pitch for a ball here. 1-0 pitch here. Stratton delivers a strike. Three strikeouts already for Stratton here. 3 out of the 5 outs have been by a strikeout. Another strike here. Jones finds herself in a hole. 1-2. Stratton here on the 1-2. Brings this one inside, and that's going to be a base. Jones takes one off of the leg, and there's a base runner for the Dutch. Nice job by Sarah Jones there. When you're down 1-2 in the count, don't mind a ball coming inside off the leg, earning a free base. First pitch here, outside corner, taken for a strike by Katrina Ellis, the third baseman for the Dutch. Second pitch taken for a ball. Snap throw back to first. Back just in time. No out there. Coming in close there was Sarah Jones. Katrina Ellis, the junior infielder, is up to the plate now with a 1-1 count. This one inside. She's jammed and pops this one foul. So it'll just be another strike. It's 1-2. Dutch have really struggled to get solid contact, or any contact at all, really, for the most part, against Stratton so far. And they're not the only ones, the way Stratton's been pitching so far this year. This one taken outside. Great eye there. Steal attempt. Sliding in. And I believe out is the call. Didn't see the umpire make a signal initially. But thrown out at second base, and that'll end the inning. And no hits there. A couple of strikeouts to one inning there for Stratton. The Dutch still continuing to get runners on base. And just the hit by pitch, allowing one base runner there in the bottom of the second. Heading to the top of the third right after this. Back here for the top of the third. Mary Brooks, the right fielder, leading things off for the Scots, and she takes just low near the outside corner there. That'll be a ball. So far for Jones in 2 innings, she's given up 4 earned runs. And this one's a liner back up the middle, another base hit right there. And the Scots continue to roll here. Jones has got a couple of strikeouts, but she's also given up a couple of doubles and a home run. Those extra base hits, 3 of them in 1 inning, will undoubtedly lead to a big inning. Looks like we'll get another pinch runner in here. Mary Brooks on first after the single. And we'll see who they bring into the game here. Kelsey Spencer, the junior out of Eaton Rapids, going to get a chance to pinch run now.
Pinch runner for the Scots is number 25, Kelsey Spencer.
And a quick word from Sierra Muchler coming up to the circle to talk to Sydney Jones.
Now batting for the Scots.
And Jones just really needs to get mentally tough here, the sophomore, after giving up 4 runs in the second. A leadoff runner on the third. Important to continue to attack and try to get some outs here. Mackenzie Creed, the cleanup hitter, back up to the plate. Third baseman for the Scots. Showing bunt here. Pops this one up. Reitzma can make the easy play. But base running, very aware there from Kelsey Spencer to get back and prevent the double play. But huge there for the Dutch to get the out in the last inning. Alma got the bunt down, moved the runner to second, and they just continued to trade places. Went on a frenzy this time. Instead, Hope gets the out, and a big difference there. Sarah Collier up to the plate now. The first baseman back into the box for the second time. She's 1 of 1 so far. Had a hit the first time through. This one taken for a ball. It's 2-0. Jones now takes a pitch inside here. Now 3-0. And we'll see if Collier gets the take here on 3-0. Would imagine she would. She takes this one down the middle for a strike. Challenged Jones to throw a strike, and she did right down the middle. 3-1 now. Second pitch. Whoa, this one is way up and in. Would have been ball 4. And Collier turned a pitch foul that probably would have hit her in the arm. And that runs the count full. 3-2. 1 out. We'll see if the pinch runner is taking off for a steal here. This one, once again, inside, turned foul. Same thing. And we'll run it back again with a full count. Top of the third here. The Dutch trail 4-0. Here's the 3-2 delivery. This one's high. Turned down the line again, out in front. Wouldn't be surprised to see something off speed here. It's 3-2, but if you can trust your stuff, drop one into the strike zone. Because right now, Collier out in front might be able to get that strikeout or a rollover ground out chance for a double play. 3-2 again. This one's well outside. And that's a walk after a tough battle right there. Credit Sarah Collier for fighting off some pitches, finding her way on base. Now with 1 out, Alma back in business with a couple of runners on. Danielle Service, the DH for the Scots, up to the plate again. Service last time around not able to come up with the hit. See if she can do that this time. Whoa, went Jason right there. That fastball up at the eyes. That'll even up the count at 1-1. Jones getting some help there from Service. Here's the 1-1 delivery. This one up and out. That's a ball. 2-1 now. So now Jones delivers. This one's down the middle. It's popped up deep in the left. Looks like it might be in foul territory. And barely caught. They're going to fire into the third here, tagging up the runner. And looks like trouble hanging onto the ball down there at third. Ellis couldn't quite come up with the tag. But the flyout will make it 2 outs. And that one was tough. The wind certainly coming into play there for Noelle Jackson. She headed into foul territory, and that one sort of swung back. Looked like it almost came fair.
Now batting for the Scots, number 23, Cassidy Adams.
So Cassidy Adams, the senior, back out to the plate, the shortstop for the Scots. Cassie Adams, the first time up, had a hit that drove in a run, also scored a run in the last inning. Coach V out to the circle to communicate with her team. make sure the infield is prepared for whatever Alma has to throw at them. Team already down 4-0. You don't want to be giving up any runs here. But with first and third and 2 outs, look for Alma to try something tricky perhaps. That's what Coach V might be thinking. Send the runner at first, try and get a throw down and score from third. And you hope your team is prepared for this. If not, you really just need to let that runner go to second. Such a tough play to go down and back to get the runner trying to go home. First pitch is outside. Welcome back to Walter Softball Stadium here. Sorry for the technical difficulties, but we're back up and ready to go. Thanks for your patience. And quickly, the Dutch have themselves with 2 outs, make it 3 on that 0-2 third strike. So we weren't down for that long, but unfortunately you missed the entire bottom of the third because the Dutch couldn't seem to put the ball in play. That's the trend right now. We'll see if they can turn it around. They've got to stop the Scots first, though, heading to the top of the fourth, and we'll be right back after this. We're back here. Time for the top of the fourth. The Scots of Alma lead the Hope College Flying Dutch 4-0, and they look to add to that here. Sidney Jones back out on the rubber for the Dutch. First pitch is inside corner strike. Very good location there. That one taken by Lawrence Sabuda. Sabuda, the sophomore, takes this one. That's outside. Reitzma tried to pull it back in. The umpire not fooled. Count even at 1 apiece. Sabuda takes this one. That one's a ball. Must have been a bit up. 2-1 now. Sabuda 0-1 so far today. 2-1 pitch here. Taken again for a ball. Jones missing, but not by much. It's 3-1. Got to deliver a strike, but don't want to bring anything too good. That's how she gave up an RBI double in the second inning. 3-1 pitch. That one a strike. Sabuda takes it on the inner half. So now a full count here to Lawrence Sabuda. This one turned on, ripped on the left field line, but that one's going to be foul off the fence. And we've seen a lot of those righties turning on Jones right now. So certainly needs to mix in some off speed, maybe outside. Get these hitters out in front more if they're already out in front. Maybe try and get them to roll over. Because right now the heat's not beating these right-handed batters. Full count delivery again. This time fouled off on the high pitch. We'll do it again. 3-2. Delivery again here from Jones. Back on the rubber. Here's the pitch. This one taken low in the dirt, and that's a leadoff walk. The Scots back in business with a runner on and nobody out. The Dutch haven't been a bunt laid down here. Jones going to be a tough play. She's going to have nowhere to go with it. It's a pretty well-placed bunt, but nobody hopped on it quick enough to make the play at first. So the Scots runners on first and second now with nobody out. Hope's batting average at .307, so a team that can hit the ball, 58 runs in 14 games. But right now, just really struggling to put it in play. And Jones is going to have to come out of the game. And the way things were going, that almost seemed inevitable. But she at least got the Dutch into the fourth inning. So that'll be a pitching change. Kate Laverty, the senior, who saw some innings last year, but with several senior pitchers ahead of her, and now stepping in as the senior pitcher on this year's squad, and having a pretty solid year so far, is Laverty. Laverty with a 1.29 ERA. She started 7 games, and she's 5-1 on the year. And I imagine she was going to start game number 2 here, but looks like they're going to bring her in right here before things get out of hand.
Now pitching for the Flying Dutch, number 19, Katie Singer. Now batting for the Scots, number 24, Alma.
Pardon me, Katie Singer in pitching now for the Dutch, a sophomore out of Howell from Heartland High School. First pitch outside. Singer has not started yet this year. Pitched in 5 games, some relief appearances. She does have 1 win, no loss on the season. 2.17 ERA, only 9.2 innings pitched. And first pitch is outside 1-0. Second one catches the corner to even up the count at 1-1. This one, bunt attempt, drop foul. So now it's 1-2. Anna Couture back at the plate for the Scots. Hit a 2-run home run in the second inning, but trying to show bunt here. Couldn't get it down, so it's 1-2. Takes this one outside. 2-2 now the count. So Singer, the sophomore, trying to add some innings here. A very good ERA so far. This time leaves the pitch well outside again. Count runs full, and she's got to find the strike zone here. Otherwise, she'll load the bases with nobody out. And her team already in a hole, down 4-0. This one swung at, grounded short to third. You're going to have to charge that ball. Thrown over to first. The out is made. And nothing wrong with that, though. If you're a Scots fan, moving the runners up to second and third now with 1 out. And Alma's just got to put a ball in play here to get a good chance for a run. Looks like the Dutch are going to bring the infield in, though.
Now batting for the Scots, number 6, Kayla Maurice.
So if you're Kayla Maurice, you just need to try and hit a fly ball here, put something out into some grass, and you got your team a run. She takes this one for a strike, top of the zone. Maurice turns to the umpire, has a laugh.
1 and 3, can you both iris up 1 notch for me, please?
And now Maurice, the lefty, into the box. Takes this one up high, 1-1.
The ring that's closest.
Count even at 1-1 now. Singer back of the circle waiting on one of the Scots. Lawrence Abud is tying her shoe down to third base. Looks ready to go now, though. This one taken for a strike outside corner. Nice off speed there from Singer. 1-2. Now the count. Here comes the pitch. This one's turned down to first. Nice job down at first base by Shea Pinney to hold the runner at third and step on the bag for the out. The Dutch now have 2 down, and we'll see if they can get out of this inning without yielding a run. Going to be a minute here. Looks like a possible substitution. Trying to figure things out here. Looks like we got a player re-entering the game.
Now batting for the Scots.
Mary
Number
Brooks,
15,
the sophomore,
Brooks.
was pinch around 4, and back into the game now to hit. Brooks, 1 of 2 so far, her 3rd at bat already now. Here in the 4th inning, this one's taken high. 1-0 the count. 1-0 pitch coming here from Singer. Delivers. This one's driven out into left. Play should be made and is by Noelle Jackson. Maybe not making it look as easy as it should have, but the important thing is she made the play. So that'll do it. The Dutch avoid the trouble with a couple runners in scoring position. Come out with no runs. They still trail 4-0 headed to the bottom of the 4th. We'll be right back. We are back here for the bottom of the 4th. The Dutch with a chance to try and get some runs on the board as they still trail the Scots of Alma College 4-0. Big part of that is because of some very solid pitching so far from Morgan Stratton, continuing on a great year so far. Sierra Muchler leading things off for the Dutch. Stratton drops a pitch at the knees on the outside corner for a strike to start things off. Great location there. Stratton delivers now. This one well outside, tried going off speed again. 1-1. So 1-1 pitch here. Stratton swings, toes up the rubber, delivers. This one's fouled back off the screen from Muchler. Couldn't quite catch up there to the fastball after some off speed. Stratton doing well, pitching backwards right now. That's important to be able to do against the heart of an order. Sierra Muchler hitting in the 3-hole, and she's got her behind 1 and 2. Important when you can locate your off speed like that. This one's inside. Muchler just tries to fight this one off. She pops it up to shortstop, and an easy play for Cassidy Adams. That one inside probably would have been a ball, but Muchler protecting the plate. Just couldn't quite get the bat around on it in time. Haley Reitzma up to the plate now, the cleanup hitter. Dutch still really just struggling to get on base so far today. Just one hit. They find themselves down 4-0. Reitzma takes an outside pitch and just gets the bat on it, and she bounces it up the middle. And there's a base hit. Sometimes it's all it takes. Just get somebody on base, get some runners moving. And the Dutch through the heart of the order here. If you're going to do it somewhere, it's going to be here. Yeah, 4-hitter Reitzma with the hit. Now Sammy Adams coming up to the plate.
Now batting for the Flying Dutch. Number 6,
Adams
Sammy Adams.
hitting .386 on the year so far. And another base hit would be huge for the Dutch right now. They could use a few. She's got 17 hits on the year so far in 14 games. Bunt attempt here. Adams couldn't get it down. Adams in her second at bat. She's 0 for 1 today. Struck out her first time at the plate. Finds herself down 0-1 here. Third and first in very close at the corners. Takes this one just outside for a ball. 1-1 now the count. Wind still blowing out to the left there toward the left field foul pole. Seen the Scots take advantage of it. Adams up and in. Fouled one off there. That would have been a ball, but aggressive hack there from Adams. Just trying to put something in play with her speed. Now down 1-2, really looking to shorten up the swing and just put something in the dirt, see if she can leg it out. Here's the delivery from Stratton. This one popped up, foul. Still 1-2. Adams steps back into the batter's box. The lefty starting out in right field today, trying to help her team at the plate. Pokes this one, and that's off the glove of an infielder and called foul. But tough to tough from this angle. Looked like the glove might have been on the ball in play. That's what Coach V thought momentarily, but foul ball nonetheless. Adams would have found herself on base, no doubt there. With her speed, tough to make a play after diving for a ball at third base. Down waiting for another player to tie her shoe, the shortstop, Cassidy Adams. 1-2 again here to Adams. Swings through and another strikeout for Adams. Throw down, steal attempt. Wrightsman's going to be there as the throw couldn't be handled by Cassidy Adams. Sammy Adams goes down swinging though. We've got 2 outs. Here comes Jenna Mari, the senior shortstop.
Number 14, Jenna Mori.
Mari with a chance to drive in a run here. The Dutch have rarely had runners in scoring position. This one taken outside for a ball. Stratton back on the rubber. 1-0 for Mari. She takes a hack at this one, swings right through it. 1-1 now the count with 2 outs here. Runner in scoring position here for the Dutch. Mari takes this one. Up and away, 2-1 now the count. 2-1 with 2 outs, and here's the delivery from Stratton. Mari just fights this one foul very late on the inside pitch. 2-2 now. Here comes the 2-2 delivery. Mari just fights this one off. The righty back into the box now. The senior seen a lot of experience playing shortstop here for the Dutch. Can do her team a lot of help. The 2-2 count here. She grounds this one short to Stratton. Stratton's going to have an easy play over to first base for the out, and that'll do it here, retiring the side. And the Dutch coming up with 1 hit, but no runs, and they still trail 4-0. And we're heading to the top of the 5th. We'll be back right after this. Well, welcome back. We're ready to go here for the top of the 5th, and the Dutch still trail 4-0. The Scots have a chance to extend their lead. Right now, 4 looks like it's going to be enough. The way the Dutch are hitting, really struggling to put runners on base and move people over. And the Scots here taking a strike. Mackenzie Creed leading things off this inning for the Scots. Second pitch here, outside for a ball. 1-1 now the count. Creed takes this pitch outside and swings that one off the plate. A nice spot there. Picking up the strike. Katie Singer now ahead 1-2. Creed 0 for 2 so far today, and grounds this one to third. Fielded and thrown over. Easy play made by Katrina Ellis. Make it 0 for 3 for Creed. Having a tough day at the plate so far, but her team ahead. Sarah Collier now up to the plate.
Now batting for the Scots, number 18, Sarah Collier.
Singer now delivers the pitch, and this one's a strike. Getting ahead of the hitters for the Scots here in the top of the fifth so far, leading 0-1. This time, nice off speed. Cad Collier reaching, and such a tough read from a pitcher like Singer with an unorthodox arm motion coming across a bit more than the traditional windmill pitcher. Can make it tough to read, and you can see how she can get a lot of movement on some of those pitchers. It can be tough to see for the right-handed batter. She's ahead 1-2. This time outside, taken. Collier adjusting. 2-2 now the count. Singer with the delivery. This one outside again. And Coach V really urging her pitcher to get the ball over the plate here from the dugout. Full count now. This one's grounded foul. We'll get another 3-2 right after this. So still 4-0. Scots lead the Dutch here in top of the fifth. Singer with another full count delivery. This one's grounded foul once again. So great fight so far. Collier. Collier, the senior first baseman, just grinding out in at bat here. With one out, another full count. This time turns it, grounds it through the infield. That gets through the hole between Alice and Maury, and a great at bat there by the senior to get herself on base with one out. Danielle Service now coming up to the plate for the Scots.
Danielle Service.
Service, the junior from Mason, back up to the plate. First pitch taken for a strike. Service 0 for 1 on the day. Singer still working hard, showing some great pitching ability so far this inning. Pop up here, that one's chased, hit over to first base, and right there on the bag is Shea Pinney with the catch. 2 outs now. As Collier held up at first, right on the bag. She knew she had to.
Now batting for the Scots.
So now 2 outs.
Number 23, Cassidy Adams.
And Cassidy Adams coming up to the plate for the Scots. First pitch is a strike on the outside corner. And such great movement for Singer, which he really comes across the body on that delivery. And over top, throwing that ball with a lot of movement every time, and quickly ahead 0-2 here. 0-2 pitch outside, good miss. And a good take. Cassidy Adams steps back in. 1-2. Here comes the delivery. This one's outside. Two. Now the delivery, change up, and wow, it took everything that Adams had to hold off there, and that one just faded off the plate. Very good discipline to lay off. Now full count, 2 outs. Runner will be moving. This one's grounded to shortstop. Maury didn't move very quickly, didn't get to the play, and that one's through. And now 2 runners on. A ground ball there. So now runner in scoring position, first and second, with 2 outs, and Lawrence Sabuda coming up. Play that the senior Maury would certainly like to make. Now that brings Sabuda up to the plate, gives her a chance. 0 for 1 today with a walk. That pitch on the outside corner. This pitch taken just inside. 1-1 now the count. Hope trying to get out of jam here, one they didn't think they would have to be in. Nice pitch there by Singer. Head 1-2 now. Katie Singer working hard throughout this inning. Gave up the tough walk and then the ground ball that ended up getting through. Now 2-2. 2-2 pitch, outside corner. This one's grounded to third. Coming across and making the play is Ellis. That'll retire the side. And a couple of base runners, but no runs. Still 4-0. The Scots lead headed to the bottom of the 5th. Back here for the bottom of the 5th. Hope still down 4-0 with a chance to try and come back. Sarah Jones starting things off here for the Dutch. Stratton, first pitch, delivered for a strike, and Dutch taking a lot of good pitches early in counts here, down 4-0. Not the most aggressive approach so far. Stratton painting the corners, though, a solid game so far, continuing on great season she's been having. This one taken outside for a ball. Count evens up at 1-1. 1-1 delivery coming here from Stratton. This one check swing up high, but we're not going to get an appeal. And good call there, as it looked as though Jones did go around just enough. 1-2. Now the count. Stratton delivers 1-2 and strikes out Jones. Gets her down swinging. 1 out now in the bottom of the 5th.
Now batting for the Flying Dutch.
And
Number 4, Katrina Ellis.
Stratton just having her way right now. She's got 8 strikeouts through 4 1/3. Pitch here, grounded to third. Trouble making the play here, and that's going to be an error, and that's going to allow Katrina Ellis to end up on first base. Play could not be made down at third by Mackenzie Creed. And the Dutch will take a base runner any way they can get it today. Noel Jackson now stepping in. A 9-hitter for the Dutch. Fakes a bunt, taken for a strike, and safe is Ellis. Tag must not have been applied. Good slide to the back of the bag, extending the arm. And Alma not fooled by the fake bunt. Got the throw down for the steal. A pretty good toss from Kayla Maurice, the catcher. And so with 1 out, we got a runner on second here for the Dutch. Chance here for Noel Jackson, who's hitting .256 on the season. Checks a swing, but did not go from the looks of things. And it's 1-1 now. Jackson's played in all 14 games and does have 5 doubles on the year so far. Half of her hits have been extra base hits. This time way out in front, though. Stratton continues to mix in the off speed effectively. Now ahead 1-2 to the freshman Noel Jackson. 1-2 here. Jackson just got to look to put something in play. This one inside. Fights it off on the fist, and this is a good one. She's safe down at first base. And that's exactly what you got to do. 1-2, shorten up the swing, get something in play. A swinging bunt off the handle. And the Dutch are in business. Runners on first and third here with 1 out. And they are back up to the top of the lineup. No one you'd rather have in the box than senior Autumn Anderson. Looks like Coach V is going to get a chance to talk to her base runners and her batter, as Alma taking a moment to talk in the infield here in a first and third situation, making sure they know what they want to do should the Dutch try and take off. Jackson showing some speed there, getting down to first. Wouldn't be surprised with 1 out and a runner on first and third to see the Dutch try and see what Alma can do on the infield and send a runner to second here. Coach V still chatting with her team. Alma ready to go. So Hope trails 4-0, but they're in business with 1 out. Runners on first and third. Autumn Anderson up to the plate. The lefty steps in. Runners on the corners in. She takes one inside, and they're going to call it a strike. And they do send the runner. Alma had the cutoff play in, but Coach V certainly prepared her team for that. They hold at third. In that situation is essentially first and third, an automatic second and third situation. Nobody wants to take the chance throwing through with 1 out. 0-1, Anderson takes outside. That's a ball, a good eye from the senior. 1-1 now the count with 1 out. Anderson a chance here. 2 runners in scoring position. 1-1 count. Here's the delivery from Stratton. She tries to turn on this one. Cuts over top. 1-2. She's just got to stay in the zone long enough to put something in play here now. Got to make contact here if you're Hope and you're Anderson. And she slices this one just foul. Autumn is 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts already today. Not something Hope fans are used to seeing. Only 7 strikeouts all season so far in the first 14 games. She's already got 2 today. Down 1-2 here. Pitch from Stratton. She pokes this one. Just foul. And ground ball right at the corner is not exactly what Anderson is looking to do here. You'd like to see it get up into the middle more to try and get a chance to get a run home. First and third in close enough that runner would not likely be able to score in that situation. With just 1 out, infield in, ready to go home. 1-2 pitch again. This one's well outside. Some nice movement there on the pitch from Stratton, but left it wide. evening up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 delivery. Anderson slaps this one to third, and we got a runner stuck here, and we've got a pickle. We'll see if Alma can handle it. Stuck in the middle there, and the tag is delivered. Out trying to go home there was Katrina Ellis, and not the best base running read there. The ball on the corner with 1 out. Got to be looking for it to get through with only 1. Runners on second and third. And Anderson slapped it right there, but able to move up to second on the pickle. So good base running from the Dutch once they did get caught in that situation to get everyone up as far as possible. Second and third now with 2 outs. And Shea Pinney here in a big moment. The freshman, chance to drive in some runs. Inside fastball late again. Stratton's been jamming a lot of the Dutch hitters so far. That one's fouled off. It's 0-1. Wind still blowing out pretty regularly here to left field. 2 outs here, 0-1. This one driven foul again, off to the left. Right now, Pinney just not able to catch up. And if you're Stratton, you see that, you just got to keep going to that fastball and pound the inside here. 0-2 now with 2 outs. This one swung at high. And Stratton did not want that pitch in that location. But 0-2. Just trying to protect the plate there is Pinney with 2 outs. Stratton lucky she didn't drop that one a little lower into the zone, but this time gets the strikeout anyways. So nothing comes of the runners on second and third in 1 out situation. And then second and third with 2 outs. Dutch cannot get a ball through the infield. So they stay scoreless. It's a 4-0 lead for Alma heading to the 6th inning. And we'll be right back after this. Back here, ready for the top of the 6th inning. Katie Singer still in the circle for the Dutch. Chelsea Schweiger, the 9-hitter, getting things going for the Scots. First pitch is taken outside corner, granted for a strike. Looked like that was a generous call. Called on the black there. Schweiger 0-1. Swings that one outside corner over the top. 0-2 now. Schweiger 2 for 2 on the day. Driven in a run and scored a run. In a tough spot here, though. 0-2 as the sun starts to peek out here. Quickly starts to dip away. That one's taken outside. One and 2 now the count. Singer, nice pitch outside corner. Great job to fight it off there by Schweiger. Singer comes across in her delivery every time, getting some movement and trying to curve one back into the inside. This time it's fouled off again. Schweiger continues to battle. Trying to go backdoor to the lefties. That's the idea right now. And Schweiger just doing a good job making contact. Still ahead, though, 1-2. This one left outside. Still trying to catch that outside corner. This one swung at down low. Off speed, continuing to work for Singer. Gets the strikeout. One down.
Now batting for the Scots, number 24.
Anna Couture back up to the plate now for the Scots. Couture 1 for 3. She does have the 2-run dinger early on in the second inning. So the leadoff hitter for the Scots, certainly with the ability to drive the ball out of the park as well. Bunt attempt here, takes this one for a strike. That wind going out to left field, these righties, if they can turn on one, have got a good chance of hitting one out if they can put it in the air. This one grounded over to second base. Muchler stays down on it, flings over to Penny for the put out at first, and 2 outs just like that for the Dutch.
Now batting for the Scots, number 6, Kayla Maurice.
First pitch in for a strike. Singer's starting to find the groove here. She's been around the strike zone all day, really starting to locate now. That one just misses outside. So that continues to be the strategy to the left-handed batter, trying to go back door. 1-1 delivery. This one lined out into left field. That'll be a base hit. Nice piece of hitting there. Kayla Maurice. The senior slaps one out in the shallow left. First hit of the inning for the Scots. Looks like we'll see a pinch runner here. Katie Long, the freshman out of Grand Rapids West Catholic, will take first base. Mary Brooks coming up to the plate here for the Scots.
Pinch runner for the Scots is number 2, Katie Long.
So Long out to first base, and umpire getting it in the book.
Now batting for the Scots, number 15.
Now a chance for Brooks.
Mary Brooks.
Brooks, sophomore out of Portland. So far today, Brooks 1 for 3. Flown out a couple of times, left a couple on base. We'll see. She can get a play here. Wrightsma misses. We're going to get a pass ball there, allowing the runner to move up to second base. 1-0 is the count. This one low, taken for a ball. 2-0 now the count. Singer down here, 2-0 to the hitter. We're going to get a strike to bounce back here. She gets it on the outside corner. 2-1 now the count. 2-1 delivery. Grounded up the middle. Going to be a tough play for Muchler. She gets the glove on it, but couldn't keep it down, and that's going to allow a run to score. You wouldn't expect Muchler to be able to make the out at first, but if she keeps the glove on it, that doesn't let a run come around and score. But in the end, the Scots on 1 base hit and 1 ground ball are able to bring a run in. Right now, the Dutch are just providing too many scoring opportunities for Alma, even when they're not hitting the ball all that well. Now it's 5-0 in the 6th inning. This one fouled off. Oh, 1 pitch. This one grounded to short. Maury now gets up. She's going to have to fire it over to first. She does. Makes the play. That'll be the 3rd out. But the Scots able to come up with the run in the top of the 6th off of just 1 hit and 1 ground ball to second base. So Hope now find themselves down 5-0. Heading to the bottom of the 6th. Only a couple more chances to come back. We'll see that right after this. Back here for the bottom of the 6th inning. Dutch trying to get on the board, still really struggling to put the ball in play and get runners on. They were finally able to do it in the 5th. But just couldn't come up with runners in scoring position. So now Sierra Muchler, the 3-hitter, starting things off. She takes an outside fastball for a strike. And it's 0-1. 2 more innings for the Dutch to try and come back here. 0-1 pitch is skied. Foul, going to be close. This one finds its way out of play. Quickly 0-2. Great play by the camp chair in foul territory to come up with the catch as everybody got out of the way. So Muchler, the 3-hitter, quickly down 0-2 in the heart of the order. Has struggled quite a bit today. When you look down the box score, 0 for 3, 1 for 3, 0 for 2 from the top 3 hitters. This one fouled off. But just 1 of 8 so far from your top 3. Tough to get runs across the board. You're struggling at the top of your lineup. Muchler battling off the fastball there. And it's 0-2 again here as soon as Stratton is ready to go. So now Muchler on the 0-2. This one up and out. Good take there. Solid discipline. So 1-2 now the count. And Muchler just trying to do whatever she can to help her team start off the inning the right way and get somebody on base. Takes this one left just outside. Scots wanted that one. Tough off speed. I think Muchler was fooled a bit there. Lucky that one was called just outside. 2-2 now the count. Here's the delivery. This one outside again. Count is run full. So after 0-2, Muchler worked it back to full. And still needs to be ready to go here. Expect Stratton to just try and get one over the plate. No reason not to just challenge the Hope hitters. This one driven out in the left field, but it's going to be an easy catch and out. Chelsea Schweiger waiting underneath it. First time today, though, that Hope has driven a ball like that out in the outfield. And the out made, though. But Muchler credit her for a nice at-bat after battling back from down 0-2. Reitzma back up to the plate now for the Dutch. Sophomore catcher in the cleanup spot this year. 1 out here, the bottom of the 6th for the Dutch. She swings at this one inside and low. Aggressive first hack. Went out of the zone. Needed the 9-iron to hit that one. Stratton outside this time. Reitzma takes. Counts even at 1-1. Still 5-0. The Scots lead the Dutch here. The 1-1 delivery. This one's popped up to the screen right in front of us here. It's going to make its way back down onto the field. Counts at 1-2. And seems like a familiar count. 0-2-1-2. The Dutch have found themselves down. Stratton continues to attack the zone right away. This one, changeup, just fouled off. Big part of that for Stratton is the ability to locate her off speed. In the heart of the order, she can pitch backwards and still find the strike zone, keeping a lot of these hitters in the heart of the order for the Dutch off balance. She's found herself up in the count for that reason quite often. 1-2 still, though. Reitzma battling after fouling a couple pitches off. Stratton taking her time. Now back onto the rubber. Here comes the delivery. The 1-2 inside turned on. Hit deep to short. We'll see if the play can be made. It is, and that's an out at first base. Cassidy Adams went deep in the hole. Made the long throw. Got Reitzma out at first by a step. So now Sammy Adams up to the plate for the Dutch. 2 outs now for the junior. So far today, Adams 0 for 2. Takes a strike on the first pitch there. And another thing contributing to Stratton being able to pitch up in the count is a lot of times you see the Dutch just taking that first pitch, getting a good look. Sometimes it's the best pitch they're going to see the entire bat. So something needs to change there. 1-1 now the count, evened up to Sammy Adams with 2 outs. Here's the delivery. That one's outside, 2-1. Stratton now delivers. That one's swung right through, down the middle. 2 strikes now on Sammy Adams. Comes the pitch. That one's taken, and boy, where'd that one miss? That's a good-looking pitch. Didn't look to be outside. Looked to have caught the knees maybe, but Stratton right back at it. She wanted that one. 2-2 now. Adams with 2 strikes. Lucky she was able to take that pitch and still be in the batter's box. This one, she pops out into left center. Carrying a little bit, though. That one's going to end up down. Adams has some speed. That might be triple, but she'll hold up instead for a double out in the left center. That looked like a routine pop-up, but that wind's still blowing steadily out to left field. Certainly made a tough read for Lauren Sabuda. And that one dropped out into the gap. And an extra base hit. The first one for the Dutch today.
Number 14.
Jenna Mori, though, up to the plate now with a runner in scoring position. Just when it looked like there was nothing coming of this inning. Thought Sammy Adams might have been heading to the dugout looking for the third out. Ends up with a double. Now this first pitch outside corner. Dutch just trying to get on the board at this point. Try and break the ice. 1-1 count. If they can't get it here, they've only got one more chance. Always tough when your last chance in the 7th inning and you haven't scored a run yet. Still down 5-0. Mori takes this one low. 2-1 now the count. Mori, the righty, steps in but back out as Stratton takes her time. 2-1 count. On the rubber. Stratton, here comes the delivery. This one taken check swing is Maury. That's going to be a strike. 2-2. So now 2-2, 2 outs. Maury going to shorten up the swing here. This one's outside. Run it full with Adams at second base. Maury looking for a base hit to drive her in here. Full count, 2-out delivery. Maury fouls it straight back to the screen. Nice cut right there. Keep things alive. She's battling. Full count delivery again coming up as soon as Stratton's ready. Pitching a shutout so far through 5 2/3. Here's the full count delivery outside. Driven foul by Maury. Staying alive. Fighting here. Just looking to put one down. If she can get one of those balls to slice and land somewhere in fair territory, the Dutch could have their first run of the game. So we'll be ready as soon as Stratton's good to go on the rubber for another full count 2-out delivery. It's turned into quite the battle here with senior Jenna Maury. Sammy Adams still on second. Here's the pitch. Maury chops this one out, and that one's dropped. It's lost in the sun. Looked like a routine pop-up to second base, and Anna Couture could not come up with it. So the Dutch will come up with a run, and they'll take it any way they can get it right now. They trail 5-1. In an overcast, cloudy day, it looks like the sun is peaked out just in time to help the Dutch get their first run. We're going to get a pinch runner for Maury here. And that'll be Haley Hauk, the freshman, another Wayland product. Their Wildcats all over the field here for Hope and for opponents. Haley Hauk, also from my high school, Byron Center, at some time. And
Number 10, Sarah Jones.
Byron Center, then to Wayland, certainly somebody from the West Michigan area, and a lot of the products we see coming into Hope are coming from those areas. Hauk finishing things up at Wayland. This one's grounded over towards first, spun and picked up by Sarah Collier, and that'll end the inning. So the Dutch come up with 1 run off of the error. Sammy Adams with the double, the first extra base hit of the game for the Dutch, and they were lucky to come up with a run. And now we'll head to the top of the 7th. One more inning for the Dutch to try and come back. They trail 5-1. We're back here for one more inning of action. On the top of the 7th, Hope trails the Scots of Alma 5-1 after coming up with their first run, the bottom of the 6th off of an error. And Collier couldn't hold on to the pop-up, lost it in the sun. So now Collier with a chance up at the plate, though. First pitch is a strike. Grounds this one hard down the third baseline, just foul. Very close there. 0-2, though. Might have been extra bases. Were that able to stay inside the line? Oh and 2. Singer way ahead here. Can't get anything too good. And a pretty good pitch on 0-2 up in the zone. And Collier just got the bat out and pounded it through the hole. Singer, just the sophomore. Getting a word from the dugout from my Coach V there. Probably something similar to what I'd mentioned. 0-2, just got to make sure you don't leave something too good. Try going off speed, left it right over the heart of the plate. You'd rather see that one in the dirt there. So Alma with another leadoff hitter on base. 1-0 count here. Bunt attempt. Could not go down. And up to the plate now is the sophomore Erin Lee out of Commerce. Went to Walled Lake Northern High School. She's subbing in and playing right field for the Scots. Her first at bat here. Tries another bunt. She leaves it foul. And now down 1-2. And that's going to hurt if you're in there to try and bunt and get the ball down, move up a runner. Now you've got yourself 2 strikes. And bunting was your purpose, to move the runner and try and get on. And we'll see if Coach Griffin trusts her to try and bunt with 2 outs. But no, she swings, hits a soft liner out to first base. Fielded, and the first out of the inning is made. Cassie Adams now up to the plate for the Scots. First pitch, she turns, rips it to shortstop. Morey not moving in front of the ball. And lets this one bounce off to the side. Couldn't make the play. And those are plays that just need to be made. Allow the runners to move up. Maybe wouldn't have been able to get the runner at first that deep in the hole, but still got to look to get the glove on the ball. Now runners on first and second with 1 out. And we're going to get a pinch hitter in here for Alma. Katie McClure is a sophomore from Manchester. And stepping in to get her chance here. Runners on first and second with one out. McClure has 15 at-bats on the season. Just 2 hits. And looking for a chance to improve upon her 133 batting average. First pitch taken outside for a ball. 1-0 pitch here. That one for a strike. And got a generous call on the outside of the corner there, did Singer. But she's got that movement. That ball is sliding across there. 1-1 now. Ground ball over to shortstop. Maury picks it up, fires to first in time for the out. 2 outs now. But runners on second and third. Nice fire over to first base from deep in the hole from Maury. 2 outs, second and third, and if Hope wants a chance to try and come back in the 7th, well, they're definitely going to have to come up with an out here, prevent Alma from getting 1 or 2 runs. Pitch from Singer. This one grounded back to the middle. She couldn't get to it, and nobody in the infield can get to it. They're going to send both runners home, and that ball gets by, and not a whole lot going right defensively there for the Dutch, as a short chopper to the pitching circle ends up as 2 runs and a runner on second base. And now Hope finds themselves down 7-1 at the top of the 7th, and Alma just taking advantage of Hope's defensive issues. A lot of new faces out there, some youth in different positions, and right now it's a struggle for Hope. As Alma able to get 2 more runs across on a ball that chopped its way barely through the infield. One strike now, ground ball. That one's through the hole. And that one's misplayed out in left field. And that's going to allow another run to come in and score. Well, Jackson just couldn't quite stay down the ball. And runner sent home, now 8-1. Dutch able to get up to 2 outs, but since then have let 3 runs come across, digging themselves into a very deep hole heading to the bottom of the 7th. So far, the Scots with just 2 extra base hits, 1 double and the 1 home run, but have just been putting the ball in play and running the bases aggressively. Classic softball style, and have been able to get runs across the board. Their aggressive base running. They've got 8 runs with just 2 extra base hits. Strike zone being extended on the outside corner there. Singer picks up the strike on the outside corner. And that one's called strike 3 on the outside corner on the black, and that'll end the inning, but the Dutch give up 3 runs, and they trail 8-1 heading to the bottom of the 7th right after this. back here and ready to go for the bottom of the 7th. The Dutch have a long road ahead here if they want to come back and win this first game. They trail 8-1 here. Katrina Ellis stepping up to the plate for the Dutch. Showing bunt right away, pulls back, and takes a cut, pops one just foul, avoiding the out on the first pitch there. Katrina Ellis today 0 for 2. Only 4 hits for the Dutch as a team. As Morgan Stratton's been pitching a heck of a game, and didn't get the outside corner there. Now 1-1. Stratton through 6 has had 9 strikeouts, and of course no earned runs after the run scored on the error. This one's popped over to shortstop, and the out is made. And a nice play picking up a tough short hop there. Cassidy Adams fires over to first, and there's 1 down.
Now batting for the Flying Dutch, number 33, Noel Jackson.
Noel Jackson up to the plate now for the Dutch. So far today, Jackson 1 for 2. Takes this one just up. 1-0. This one popped down into right field. Play should be made, and it is. It's 2 outs quickly after Aaron Lee takes care of the fly ball. So 2 down. The Dutch down to their last out.
Now batting for the Flying Dutch.
And back to the top of the order. Autumn Anderson trying to see if she can make a little magic happen. Not likely at this point now. First pitch she takes down low. Anderson so far today has been struggling at the plate. 0 for 3. Struck out twice. Pokes this one out into left field, and that one's caught. And that'll do it for game number 1 as Chelsea Schweiger gets the putout. And 8-1 is the final score for game number 1 of this doubleheader here at Walter Softball Stadium. Make sure you stick around as we've got one more game still to come after this. See if the Dutch can avenge their first game loss to the Scots. Going down the box score 8-1 off of 14 hits for the Scots, just 4 for the Dutch. 2 errors for Alma. Hope had 3 errors. Offensive play was great for the Scots early on. Had a big second inning to get things going. And a big part of that is thanks to the 2-run home run from Anna Couture. And she went 2 for 5 with 3 RBIs. And Chelsea Schweiger went 3 for 4 with 3 RBIs and 2 runs scored. So some of the great offensive output there for the Scots. As far as Hope goes, hits were tough to come by. Just 4 hits total. And Jenna Morey drove in a run without a hit. And it was off of an error, so nobody able to drive one in off of a hit. So tough offensive day overall. Sydney Jones started, gave up 4 earned runs in 3 innings. Singer finished out 4 innings with just 2 earned runs. Pitching on the other side for the first game, Morgan Stratton went the length of the game, 7 innings. She had 9 strikeouts, no earned runs, the only run off of the error. So fantastic game for Stratton. And we've got game number 2 coming up for you right after this, so make sure you stick around. We'll be back.